Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about DBQs, disability questionnaires. Are they required? Do they help? Do they hinder? What's the deal with them, and why do we see so much conversation around them? Well, let's jump into it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up, every minute watched helps to share this information and grow the outreach, which is really what we're trying to do, is share the word, right? So please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I really do appreciate it. Letting the video run is just an extra bonus that helps to push out the word. All right, jumping into it. DBQs, disability questionnaires. Disability questionnaires, all right, let's front load it with this. They are forms. They are blank. Garbage in is garbage out. So they could suck and they could hurt you depending on what's put in them. Or it could be the other way. They could be highly useful and really help you get the rating in which you deserve. So with that being said, we're going to dive into all of it here and give you some good information. But before I do, let's talk about who's completing the DBQ. A medical provider. If the VA is your only medical provider, they most likely will not complete the DBQ. They should. I agree. But they most likely won't. Which means now you have to look for somebody else to complete a DBQ for you if you feel as though it's going to help you. Now, you can go find a private doctor out in your city, town, county, whatever, and ask them to do it. If they're familiar with the VA and they understand the legalese that wraps around all of this medical stuff, great. If not, be careful. You're going to have to bring them up to speed, make sure that they understand the rating schedule and the specific diagnostic code breakdown for your specific condition with the various ratings that could be assigned. The fact that the VA is looking for, at least as likely as not, with regard to the service connection aspect for sure. And as you roll into the DBQ, you really want to make sure that you're getting that information from the schedule of ratings implemented into the DBQ to help the VA rater rate you appropriately. If your doctor can do it out there in the civilian world, it's probably going to be more cost effective. Go that route if they all do it and they understand what the VA is looking for. If not, if they can't, won't, or they don't understand how, or whatever, you're getting pushback, AME, American Medical Experts, can. They can do diagnosis, they can do DBQs, they could do nexus letters, help you with secondaries, help you with special monthly compensation, mental health, whatever. So free consultation, that's the bottom line. I don't care where you go. I'm just giving you resources out there, options, and this is one. Free consultation, have the conversation, see if it makes sense. So DBQs can hurt you or not. Depending on what information's put in. So that's important to understand. I think that DBQs are important for the majority of conditions in that it will really help to set up the stage in a very clear and concise way for the VA to rule not only, hopefully you got your nexus all squared away, so you got your service connection, but the DBQ is going to help you get the appropriate rating. Okay. For example, migraines is, 10, 30, or 50%. Which one are you? Well, this is going to help with working with your doctor to outline where you fall in that rating schedule, and so you can get the appropriate rating. If you're supposed to be at 30, then that's what you're probably going to get because it's going to be outlined in there. If you risk getting a lower rating if you don't utilize the DBQ. Now, thinking this through, you want to understand a little bit about DBQs and the relation in which they play with the VA. And oh, by the way, there is a new law out, and I did a video on this on the standard Veterans Info Tap channel before. I've also did a video on this with Clay on Veterans Daily. The legislation that got passed into law allows the VA to pull down public-facing DBQs. Are they going to? Don't know. They're still there now, and that's important. So take that with what you want to take it with. The VA has pulled them down in the past. I believe it was 2020 when they had pulled them down in the past, and there was a big uproar. So Let's dive into this. It says here, a VA Disability Benefits Questionnaire is a form that helps veterans collect and submit medical evidence to support their disability claims. Purpose: DBQs are used to gather medical information for processing disability claims. They help expedite the claims process and speed up the collection of medical evidence. Content: DBQs are standardized forms that include check-the-box questions. They mimic the questions asked during a VA compensation and pension exam. Now, why would it be important to have your own provided DBQ in your file as you're going through this process? Well, you know they're going to get one from the VA. So in the event that there is competing evidence, you want to make sure that your competing evidence is in equipoise or greater than the VA's evidence. If it's at least likely as not, the VA is supposed to rule in your favor. There was even a Supreme Court case about this, and really pushing on the which one is it? On the Court of Veterans Appeals, to really make sure that they are looking at the evidence and if it is in equipoise or not. So, or equipoise, tomato. So the idea here is if you went, for example, and you had a neurologist, since migraines fall under the neurological conditions. So you have a neurologist do a DBQ for you and a nexus letter, we'll just say, and you're good to go and you got your service connection and everything's good and they got it all dialed in for a, we'll just use best case, 50% rating, right? 50% rating, service connected. You got your nexus for the service connection. You got your DBQ for the severity, for the rating. Then you go to your C&P exam, and that C&P examiner says, nah, not service connected. And sure, your severity is a 30% rating, qualified, but you're not even service connected. We're gonna say not service connected. Well, if that provider is a nurse practitioner at the C&P exam, your evidence is far outweighing their evidence. So that's important. And even if they did say service connected, but they said at a lower rating, your evidence is still greater than their evidence because it's a neurologist talking about it versus a C&P examiner who got to see you for 20 minutes or whatever. So you have a leg to stand on in filing a higher level review. In the event that the VA rules not in your favor with regard to that. So it's just good to have that evidence up front and put in, gives you the best likelihood of getting a successful claim. All right, so process. To use a DBQ, you can access the form online. Currently, there are public-facing DBQs. Again, there's legislation out there that allows, that's passed, it's law out there that allows the VA to pull them down if they deem it's necessary. 2, you have your healthcare provider complete the form. 3, save a copy for your records. 4, submit to the VA. There are over 70 types of DBQs, each tailored to specific disabilities. Availability: you can find DBQs on the Veterans Benefits Administration, the .gov website there, and that would be an important thing to do. When I pull that up, which I just did, it says here DBQs, this is on the VA's website, Public Disability Benefits Questionnaires, DBQs. DBQs help collect necessary medical information to process your disability claims. You can use these forms, this is the VA telling you this, you can use these forms to submit medical evidence from your healthcare providers, whoever it may be, a medical provider. Could be AME, could be the doctor down the street, could be the VA if they actually do it, which most likely not, but still. This information helps to support your claim for disability benefits. Please have your healthcare provider fill out and submit the appropriate forms for your claimed conditions. We do not pay or reimburse any expenses or costs incurred while completing and or submitting DBQs. This is the VA saying that. In most instances, you're entitled to a no-cost disability examination by us. That's the C&P exam. In some instances, we may determine an additional disability exam is required to complete the claim. So they're saying sometimes you'll have multiple C&P exams. If an exam is scheduled, you must report to or for the examination. So even if you submit a DBQ, now granted there is some information over here that says that if you provided everything they need to make a decision, you don't need to. I don't suggest that. Work with an accredited representative. Ask them. My personal take is show up. Don't fight it. Go with it, but go prepared. All right. But again, suggestion and recommendation is always work with an accredited representative and bounce those questions off of them to make sure that you are doing the right thing. It says here, if you are having any difficulty opening any file on this page, please right-click on the link, choose Save Link As, download on your computer, then open the file on your computer. After completing the document, print to PDF before electronically uploading. All right, so then it has a list of all the different DBQs and the rating schedules in which they fall under. So very, very, advantageous for you to be able to access these currently and utilize them to help support your claim. So with that, DBQs can be important. They can definitely help you. They can definitely help you get the right rating, working with a doctor that understands what the VA is looking for, understands the rating schedule and all the legalese tied into it is helpful. Bring your doctor up to speed if you need to. If not, utilize AME. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.